So as far as the secret thing that's been going on, the secret thing. Um,
Oh yeah,
are,
the
are we
secret
making
thing.
that announcement today?
Um,
Or are
hmm.
we just teasing them while completely online right now in front of all these people, telling them
Oh,
there's a
oh, we're
secret thing?
we're teasing. We're teasing. You don't get your Halloween candy until Halloween, after all.
Oh.
No, it is
Anyway,
not butt sex.
it could be. Hey, I'm not ruling it out. Try anything once.
My voice is like black coffee. Oh, I take my coffee with a little bit of cream. Is it that dark and bitter? All right. Well, with that, I believe we can go ahead and open the gates now that we have 700 plus people in here now. So, everybody, welcome to the very second Moonlight Chat. I have with me here Nyx Fears, well, Mason of Nyx Fears, and Jack of Baptism on Fire, two wonderful channels here on YouTube I am good friends with. I am, of course, Nick Nocturne of the Night Mod channel. We could not have David of Midnight Marinera with us here today. Right now, he's on a secret mission for a Midnight Marinera episode, so he has to go ahead and complete his task in order to get ready for something coming out this month that's very near and dear to his heart. So, we had to go without him today, but we will be making up for that in the future. And next month, I will be personally making up for that with something with David of Midnight Marinera and a video collaboration. In case you guys just rolled in here, Mr. Nyx Fears and I have something that is coming up this month,
Oh, yeah.
and we're not going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
It's it's a unique kind of collaboration. I said
Yeah.
do a thing and he did a thing. So I said do and then he did all the work. It's just like in your human schools where you have a partner and either you do all the work or you're the bastard that lets them do all the work.
Yeah. But he's been kept in the loop the whole time. He knows what's going on.
I do. I do know what's going on.
He's seen footage.
Yep. And another person that's very, very busy during the month of October, of course, is our friend over here, Jack of Baptism on Fire. You have been on fire recently with your uploads, one right after the other, one yesterday. Do you have anything else in store for us this month, Jack?
I'm hoping to have about 3 more videos this month, which is pretty standard for most channels, but my schedule has recently been a video every month or so, so this is not only something new, but it's hopefully going to kickstart much more frequent uploads for the rest of the year and so on.
Exactly what the people wanted to hear. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's if there's any if there's ever a time to make a big comeback for all the months following with major uploads every couple of weeks, it's definitely this time of year. And you've just been pumping out the really good stuff. Oh man, I had a bunch of fun yesterday watching the latest video, the quizzes on is it Quotev?
I think I've never heard it spoken, so I've just assumed it's quote ev or quote ev
Quotev.
or quote v. I have no idea, but
Yeah. Yeah, my first impression reading it was, oh, quote five. Wait, that's not right. Why would they be using the Roman numeral five? But I think everybody's pretty excited to see what you've got coming out the rest of this month. As for me, after being made full-time by my beautiful patrons over on Patreon, my supporters over there, I have been able to work on something very, very special for this month. It's going to be Mason does know what it is.
Shh. Yes, I do.
Yeah, but it's not just the collaboration. It's something very much before any sort of reveal of the collaboration, and it's going to be in about 5, 6 parts or so. And
Oh boy.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. I was able to go ahead and perform my theme month this year, which I wanted to do last time, but I was so caught up with Everyman Hybrid and some of the other things I was doing that I was not able to go ahead and get to that. But this year I had time, and I have been steadily working on that, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. But in my most recent upload, which was a little bit of a fiasco, of course. Donnie Darko, which I understand that both of you guys have seen, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, several times.
So with Donnie Darko, there's so much to talk about. One of the first things I like to do when I talk to anybody about Donnie Darko is ask them about the first time that they saw it. So what were your first experiences with Donnie Darko?
Jack?
I think I was about 14, 15 at the time, so I definitely enjoyed it, but I didn't quite fully understand it. Well, I'm not really sure anyone did the first time, but yeah, that I was really drawn in by the style of the film. It has a really nice sort of retro 80s sort of style, and the method of storytelling, which was very new to me at the time. Yeah, I think I left the film quite confused what it was about, if there was like a secret hidden meaning, or if it was simply a very artistic film. But for research and rewatching it several times, there's definitely a really interesting story, and definitely told in a very interesting way.
Yeah, for sure. Mason, how about you? When was the first time that you saw it?
I rented it from Blockbuster when I was 13. It was one of those things like everybody had talked about around the time, so I was like, okay, and rented it, and I was just the most confused. But the one thing that I remember is it's probably the first instance in my life where I saw a movie that affected me on an emotional level, even though I couldn't really wrap my head around what it was about so much, which ended up like leading to a lot of experimental film that I really, really enjoy now. So Donnie Darko kind of gets that credit. Also, it has the sweetest score. I love the Tears for Fears music that's used throughout.
Oh yeah.
And of course, Jake Gyllenhaal, who's an incredible performer. It's one of his big, like, starting out kind of sort of things. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that movie. I still really enjoy that movie. I think it's aged pretty well because it feels like it doesn't exist in a time period. It's just kind of like forever locked in this one like little period of time. That, you know, if it's dated, it's actually kind of good. So yeah, it's really good. It's a great movie.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, but before my piece, I just wanted to say I saw somebody scrolling by. Muted Alpha Behavior. Hello, good to see you. Glad that you're here. All the rest of you, glad that you're here as well in chat. We're gonna try and catch whatever questions fly by that we can. But this is, I think, the biggest crowd that we've ever had here. Out of the 2 times that we've done this so far. But so it sounds like Donnie Darko was kind of a gateway drug for both of you guys, and it definitely was for me as well. If I were ever to have gone under a stint of pretending to be a teenage boy, then I would have also seen Donnie Darko around the age of 14, 15. And it probably would have been on a recommendation from another human boy of, well, talking to them about the idea of an evil rabbit, like an evil kind of toon rabbit. And the first thing they bring up is, yo, dude, no, that's Donnie Darko, man. Really? What's Donnie Darko? He says, it's this movie. It's really crazy, and I don't really get it, but it's good. It's good, trust me. So I look up Donnie Darko, and I watch that, and other than Pink Floyd's The Wall, that was the only other kind of like art film that I had ever seen, or just really psychological trip kind of film. So watching that the first time, I was totally lost, but loving the hell out of it, just waiting to see at the end if it all ties together. And of course, it was the theatrical cut. So at the end of my experience, nothing made sense. Absolutely nothing. And I walked away from it like, I don't know what just happened, but I liked it. So, and of course, it stuck with me. I grabbed Mad World off the internet. I played it for like 3 or 4 months straight, and oh God, it was just such a good experience. It really opened me up to more films like that, like it did for you. And the funny thing about Jake Gyllenhaal is that it kind of seemed like it was a gateway drug for him too, because from that experience, you know, he goes on to make films that I remember he had this one film a while back that was also about time travel and trying to undo the past or discover a secret in the past on a train where a bomb goes off.
Oh
Do you
yeah,
not
right.
remember the name of that movie?
Source Code.
Source Code. That's right, it was Source Code. But other than Source Code, he did Nightcrawler, which was freaking fantastic. And I still maintain that that is the best cinematic representation of a functional sociopath in society that I've ever seen on film.
Oh yeah.
And beyond that, he did Enemy, which is very much Donnie Darko kind of stuff, which is super psych trip, David Lynch, visual language. Nothing is explained to you. You have to figure it out kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And Enemy was really recent too. So
yeah. He seeks out those roles because he tried to do like some Hollywood stuff for a while. Like he was in that Prince of Persia movie, and I think he was in a David O. Russell movie, and like he really didn't like those experiences, so he like moved on to doing more stuff like he did with Donnie Darko, because Donnie Darko was such a positive experience. So yeah, it's great.
yeah, looking up the writer and director Richard Kelly of Donnie Darko. He hasn't made that much stuff. It seems that
About 2 or 3 films since Donnie Darko. I think it's only 2 or so.
Southland Tales, which a lot of his movies have a tendency to be kind of disastrous now for some reason. I don't know what happened, but yeah, no, I think it was like he held on to that Donnie Darko script for a really long time, I think, and he like really went through it and made it really complex. And yeah, he just hasn't had as much of a good run in Hollywood as he probably could have.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, because seeing that he has made films since then, and knowing that hasn't been that much work that he's done since 2001 with Donnie Darko, it is really odd to see where his career has gone.
I think he's done a good portion of some writing for some quite big films.
Okay, so he's doing more writing now.
Yeah, but he's definitely only directed a couple of films since then. Which is quite strange considering the huge success of Donnie Darko and...
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I think the other thing is like Donnie Darko is like, it's the perfect movie for a 13, 14-year-old developing adolescent, and it just hit at that perfect time for everybody. So it's like you can't really chase that sort of thing. Like I saw a comment, somebody was like, "Oh yeah, all his movies like are just kind of slapped together." I feel like he's just trying to do something that's different than like that kind of like, I don't know, really pigeonhole 14-year-old kind of demographic, and now it's, you know, it's a little different. But I mean, I'm not saying that you have to be 14 for Donnie Darko to work on you, but it like it's perfect for you if you're that age.
Yeah, it's like a sort of a more psychological thriller version of Catcher in the Rye in that essence.
Oh yeah, yes, that's a great way of putting it.
Sort of teenage angst to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you love weird stuff at that age, like I'm sure that we all did, then it's definitely your territory, because it's everything that you wanted out of a movie that you did not know was even possible, that you did not know that they did with movies. It really is kind of like a Wonderland trip. Like I realized after the fact, and this is why I said in the video that there's so much that you can do with talking about Donnie Darko. With Frank the Rabbit, like I just keep thinking about how this movie was written so perfectly that everything works when you look at it and when you realize how it connects. But Frank the Rabbit, when they're on the golf course, there seems to be a ditch, one of those sandlots, the holes dug out in front of him. So there's a literal rabbit, and then there's the hole. So there's the rabbit and there's the rabbit hole. There's also the fact that he is a rabbit figure that starts the tale that delivers a time code. Alice's white rabbit had his stopwatch talking about how he was going to be late. So Frank comes in as this rabbit figure talking about how there's going to be this time, and he's basically, between the lines you can read, "Don't be late." So already you have that kind of Alice in Wonderland illusion there. And at the same time, with the Death Rabbit mask, he is this Grim Reaper figure. It keeps coming back to me how many seriously clever things were done with this movie.
Oh yeah, there's an old movie called Harvey, which is about a guy who imagines a talking rabbit that tells him things about like the world, and it's from I think it's from the like code times, like 40s, 50s. And the movie kind of plays off of that too, where it's like a guy in a rabbit suit, and so it's like a mixture between like Harvey, Alice in Wonderland, and then just like turning it into something that actually is like doom oriented. Yeah.
There's definitely then also the relation to Watership Down, which is in the film. They have the discussion of comparing the rabbits to humans.
Yeah, that's right. That thing about Watership Down, I realized after the fact too is man, when it comes to the the laws of time travel for that movie, everything that happened really did get set up by whatever forces that were acting on the manipulated living to guide things along the path. Because I think that the whole Watership Down thing, the arc with the teacher who gets forced to switch from what she was teaching to Watership Down, it was so sudden, it happened so suddenly, and everything is so strange about it that it creates a perfect domino effect that leads right to the Watership Down tale, which that presents the idea of rabbits to Donnie and accepting fate and accepting death and having visions. And it brings him more to that point of accepting his role while also fitting in with the movie's themes. It's just nuts. If you trace the events back, you can see the source and understand, oh my God, again, that was manipulated living. This happened because of that. This happened after this happened. It would not have turned out that way if this person hadn't done this. It's nuts to think about. It was the perfect, placement of dominoes, and you just kick one and off it goes.
Yeah, it seems to be playing off of just rabbits as a concept and how they've appeared in media just in general. Yeah, it's a really complex movie. Both in this ethereal way, esoteric way, where the undercurrent narrative is really, really complex, but also the emotional narrative is really complex too, because it's about somebody accepting the fact that where their place in the world is and how they aren't the center of the universe kind of thing. That's kind of what is emotionally going on, which is something that a lot of people deal with in high school and whatnot, which I think is why it connects so well with the 14 to 15-year-old kind of demographic. But yeah, no, I really like that story that it's telling. And the story is definitely the focal point of the whole thing. Really good as far as on a filmmaking level. The emotional core of it seems to connect with just about anybody, even if they don't know exactly what is going on in that esoteric kind of way.
You just brought up a point for me that I was just thinking about. With Donnie, with everything that he learns throughout the film, the only thing that he seems to truly care about is Gretchen. But he knows, having read the philosophy of time travel, that there are manipulated living around him. Do you think by the end he knew that Gretchen was manipulated?
I don't know.
It's definitely a possibility. It would sort of add to the ending, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Think about. It's something that just occurred to me. Is what if Donnie knew that she was part of it? I don't know. There's so much to think about with that film now. Like I said,
there's a lot to unpack.
You really do go down the rabbit hole with this. There is a lot to unpack. God.
I feel like when I was younger, I had a million conversations about all the minutiae and details within the film and how that all kind of came together. But yeah, no, it's interesting.
Yeah. But film that's not so interesting.
Oh boy.
What's that?
Darko?
Oh.
That's not a very...
The sequel?
Yeah.
Oh, Darko.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
what a
haven't
joke.
seen that because I saw the reviews and everybody practically screams, forget it exists. It never happened. It was a tangent universe. That film is a tangent universe. Doesn't need to be seen. Don't watch it.
It's the Book of Shadows of Donnie Darko.
Yeah, the Book of Shadows for sure.
Great way.
Yeah. See, why does that happen to every, well, actually we know why that happens, but I was going to say, why does that happen to every major breakout special film that comes out of almost the indie scene there? The only reason that Donnie Darko isn't indie is because Drew Barrymore was attached.
Because she helped actually get it released, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That was, a lot of struggles to get it fully made. She was also the producer, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, other uninteresting films.
Uninteresting film that you had the misfortune to sit through recently and you just uploaded your video about today. Rob Zombie's 31. The crowd-funded spectacular.
Yeah. Okay, so it's on Patreon right now. It's going to be up tomorrow. But if you support me on Patreon, then you can go see it today. But I made a video about 31 because it was the weirdest experience. The movie is just the weirdest experience. I feel like it's another situation where when I was younger like House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects in particular were movies that like I saw and I'd never seen anything like that in the world ever before. And it was like viscerally scary. Not like they weren't really scary to me, but it was like this blend of like humor and like really graphic violence and things like that. So I kind of like really responded to it when I was younger. But then later on, like he made El Superbeasto, which is like a really raunchy cartoon that I don't like at all. Like I find nothing redeeming about that movie. And then
There was a travesty.
yeah, and then he made the Halloween remakes, which like I don't know. I have a problem with a lot of the characters in those, but
definitely.
I find it really hard to rewatch them because he's got this like this thing where every character in his movies tends to be like really kind of hillbilly, like they say just the most like raunchy thing that they can think of, which it gets kind of tiring. Like it's not terrible, it's just like it's really exhausting and it's not very funny. So then he makes Lords of Salem, which like I think he really moved somewhere great in a visual way. Like that movie looks fantastic, but as far as like the story, it's another situation where his stories like they just completely fall apart to necessitate this like really cool aesthetic that he's going for. So like in technical film terms, it's like a form function problem where the form that your film takes needs to function for the narrative and the story, and his movies don't do that. Like he doesn't even try to do that. So now he makes 31, which is a slaughterhouse movie, and it has like a million disconnections. Like there really isn't a story. The villains are really, really annoying. The main characters are like really underdeveloped, so you have no idea who they are, so you can't care about them. If like when they die, you don't care about them. And like there's one really, really good character in the movie, but even he is kind of ruined. It's very sad because you're watching the movie and you're like, I should.
Everybody likes popcorn.
But
that's all I remember from the trailer. That and the French bourgeoisie kind of looking characters, but that guy in particular in the most wrong placement in a trailer ever, just walking up. Everybody likes popcorn. Continue your thoughts.
Yeah, God. That's the opening sequence of the movie. Like the popcorn thing, like that's how the movie starts. And then like, yeah, for the rest of it, it's just
its own.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's just a kind of a mess. And it's like shaky cam action too, but there's not really anything tense going on because you don't care about the characters. So it's just like distracting you and giving you the impression that something intense is going on, even though emotionally and like in the story, nothing intense is actually really happening because you don't care. So it's trying to it's like fake intensity that's really frustrating and you can't see what's going on. And then the end has this like it has a really great ending, to be honest. Like the last minute or two of the movie is pretty good. But the problem is, like, had all of those previous things been done in a way that really, really developed the story, the ending would really pay off like really, really strong. And I think it'd be really cool. But the problem is like, it's the ending by itself being cool is good, but then like it doesn't work with what already happened. So it just kind of falls apart. I really didn't enjoy it. I don't know. Really didn't enjoy it.
Jack, do you have any experience with Rob Zombie's films?
I've seen House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects and the 2 Halloween movies, but I think that's about it. I haven't seen anything since the Halloween 2.
I don't think that you need to.
Yeah, that's the death knell for a lot of people.
I saw the trailer for 31 and I immediately thought, oh, it's just a Rob Zombie film. It really sort of fits a certain mode, I find.
Yeah.
All right, so my Rob Zombie story goes like this. Once upon a time, I realized that I needed to start watching Rob Zombie's films because, hey, Rob Zombie makes films. I love Rob Zombie as a musician, and he's all about horror and creepy material. I should see one of his movies. Most appealing to me that had just come out, Lords of Salem. So I queue up Lords of Salem, and... See, I can't even finish my thought there. Lords of Salem. Oh, God. it started so strong as a film, and then it just loses steam right in the middle, and then takes you to a place where you hate yourself for watching it. And you're honestly, you get to the point where you're just picking apart the movie as you're watching, and the ending just leaves you staring at the screen like, where is the real ending?
Yeah.
Where did it go? Why did you just let this huge bonfire that you started in the beginning fizzle down to the embers and then throw a bucket on it? Lords of Salem was a waste. You're absolutely right about that.
The weird thing about Lords of Salem is like what it is like the whole thing is like this reference to like a 70s like trip witch movie where like it's a mixture between like all these crazy demonic elements and then like an LSD like acid nightmare kind of thing, and that's kind of where it goes. But the thing is like it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and the whole movie, it's probably not the fitting end for like what story they're trying to tell. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
which is
It ends so abruptly and with no effect at all. You're just staring at it and you're like, so?
yeah.
So? What? I don't care. Anyway, after watching that, I kept remembering how people were raving over House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. I'm like, okay, so he doesn't necessarily suck then. Maybe he just had a bad film. So then I see that he's working on 31, and he's got this crowdfunding campaign for it. He does this big crowdfunding thing where he has his video and he explains that the studio system no longer supports him and he doesn't believe in it either. So he's going to go to the fans and he says, fans, if you support this, then we can make the movie that I want to make, which you want me to make, is the movie that's not interfered with. So he has this big crowdfunding thing for 31. Actually hits his mark. I think surpassed it a little bit. Goes ahead and does it. He makes that film, and for about 6-7 months, he gets into a battle with the RIAA trying to get this thing rated so that it could pass in theaters. He was trying to get an R rating without compromising what he put into the film, because he told people, I'm going to make a balls out completely. Everything that you want from me kind of film, because that's what you paid for. And so he does that, and then he gets the legs chopped off of it anyway to get it into theaters. So he finally gets the passing grade, and, people like Nikki Sixx goes ahead and gives updates on that from time to time as this was happening. Finally says, Rob Zombie got his R rating. He's good to go. We'll have that in theaters. So it's coming to theaters. I know that it's going to be coming in September. So I'm thinking, okay, Lords of Salem was a bust. Maybe this one will not be a bust. It sounds like he's going back to the roots of what people originally liked. It was crowdfunded. The studio's not interfering as much. He just had to chop down a little bit of the stuff that he put in. So let's go ahead and see it. I figured I'll bite the bullet. I'll go see 31. And I'll do a review to tell, the viewers whether or not it's worth their time. And if it's garbage, we can have fun with it. So 31 rolls around, and apparently whoever watched it that Rob Zombie presented it for to possibly get a distributor, it seems like nobody believed in it because he got a limited 1-day showing in some theaters across the nation. One single day, one single showing. And I couldn't go because I had something going on that day. I think it was just before I was able to go full-time here on the channel. So it just was not possible. And after seeing the reviews that had come in like months before of so many other people seeing this, I thought, it's not a big deal. And you just confirmed to me that it's totally not a big deal. It turned out exactly as we expected.
Yep. That covers it. I think it's going to go to, I saw it on VOD, so I think it's going to go to like other streaming sites at some point, but we'll see. I don't know. I like
unrated cut.
Yeah, the thing is, like, if you already love Rob Zombie's movies, you'll probably really like it because it is more of that. But if you don't know about his stuff, you're gonna kind of be thrown by it. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't want to seem like I'm like pissing on anybody who likes the movie, but like, I don't know. I just don't think that on the whole people are gonna get it, and I don't know that I do either. So that's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Rob Zombie in movies. As far as I know about his other stuff, I did see the Dr. Wolfula reviews of his Halloween movies, and from what I saw in that, he kind of broke the first rule of making a Halloween movie,
Yeah.
which was humanizing Michael Myers. You don't humanize Michael Myers. He's Michael Myers.
I mean,
Yeah.
the opening to the original film was so powerful in that, and then the first remake he did, it's completely against it for the first half of the movie, showing his sort of childhood and giving sort of a more tragic backstory to him.
Yeah, for sure. Just seeing the clips of that and knowing what he did to it, it's like I didn't even need to watch that experience myself to know that he had done wrong. I was seeing the evidence right in front of me. You don't spend all that time making your horror movie monster a full sympathetic character, because then he has inherent weakness.
Right.
It goes against all of the laws that we've been taught, especially by Halloween movies.
What feels so weird about that movie is it's like two movies crammed together. Like the first half of it is like, if it wasn't Michael Myers, if it was like a character study of like how somebody becomes a serial killer, that would have been great or whatever. But then like it turns into Halloween and you're just like, oh, so there's like a sad guy in there. You know, it like the context of that kind of undoes that whole deal. But like I feel like the two parts may have worked on their own had they been done differently, but they don't do that. It is one movie that is two completely separate parts that don't connect right. I don't know. It's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah. Let's check in with our friends over here in the chat. Chat, if you got any questions for topics that you'd like to ask now. We are trying to keep watch as this thing flies by. I did just notice somebody asking if we could do an explained on the curiosity of Leafy's missing chin. I cannot explain that for you guys.
Is that still a thing? Are people still talking about that?
That's apparently still a thing.
He's getting exposed by a different person every other week now.
Oh, good.
Everyone he's worked with is coming out saying that they worked for really bad pay, hasn't giving them a shout out or whatever.
I did see somebody just ask about my opinion on David Cronenberg films. Well, my first David Cronenberg film was Videodrome, and oh my god, was that worth watching. Videodrome is fantastic, guys. Watch Videodrome.
Yeah, it's good.
Also, David Cronenberg probably has made the best remake of all time, in my opinion.
Arguably, yeah. Yeah, The Fly's great.
Oh, and that reminds me of The Thing, too, because of just Cronenberg stuff. Like, in Stranger Things, seeing The Thing, like footage from The Thing and seeing the poster on the wall sometimes while watching that, just kept reminding me of that film and how good that was. The Thing really is, like, a major achievement in practical effects.
Oh, yeah.
Did any of you watch Stranger Things? Yeah, I just finished watching it. How about you guys? Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen enough. Like I get it, what it is.
I'm a few episodes in, so haven't finished it yet, but I'm enjoying it so far.
Got it. Yeah. All right. So we can't talk about it fully, but it is great. It's got such a strong atmosphere, and it is, like people have said, it's like Steven Spielberg made Stephen King. It's a lost Spielberg movie. It's a lost Stephen King story. It's one that he never wrote. It's fantastic stuff. Netflix, it's like they can do no wrong. I love how on the ball they are with their original material. I don't know where they keep finding these people, but they better keep looking around that same spot because they just keep picking them up.
Oh, yeah.
I especially love how Stranger Things looks like it's going to be kind of Netflix's own American Horror Story sort of deal, where it's an anthology where they tell a different story every season. We'll have to wait until season 2 to confirm that, but I can't imagine them revisiting the first one.
Yeah, I really don't know what they're going to do with it next. But it's super exciting that something like that exists and is completely untouched. Like, they just let some filmmakers make something like completely untouched. It's so refreshing, given that most people that move into some sort of like systematic filmmaking, they don't get to do what they want. They have to like adhere to what they feel like the general public wants. So they're able to kind of like do all this crazy interesting stuff that's really neat, and they have like carte blanche to do it. Like nobody's stopping them, and they had a lot of money behind them. Like that's all really wonderful, and I hope that stuff continues.
speaking of creepy stuff on TV or Netflix, somebody did just bring up something that I did want to talk about a little bit as well. It's a shame that we don't have David of Midnight Marinara here to contribute to it, but chat did just bring up Channel Zero, which is coming out this month. It was supposed to come out tail end of September, but it seems that that Sci-Fi pushed that up to be more in the middle of their 31 Days of Halloween, which I understand completely. But Channel Zero is going to be an anthology series where they're beginning with the Creepypasta Candle Cove. Now, there's been some controversy about that, the adaptation that they're doing with Candle Cove, because it seems that they're going in kind of a pretty different direction from the original Creepypasta, but at the same time, it still seems true to the core concept. With a Creepypasta, you can go ahead and kind of adapt that ad nauseum as long as you keep certain elements of it. Have you guys seen any of the trailers for it? What do you think?
I think it doesn't really seem like the right story to turn into a television series. And they're definitely going a different direction, as you said, with it sort of being an actual supernatural thing, which, love or hate the original story, the twist at the end was very effective in that sense. But yeah, I'm not really sure how it could work as a television series. They're definitely going to be changing quite a lot. But I know they're doing No End House for the second season, I believe, which I think could work a lot better. Yeah, Candle Cove, I do actually quite enjoy that story, but yeah, I don't know how it can really work outside of the sort of webpage context of the original story.
Yeah, well, it seems that what they're doing from the trailers is that in lieu of the computer meeting space where this thing takes place, it happens at a dinner table between adult friends. So somebody brings it up and they begin talking about this old show. So instead of the computer, it's at that dinner party. Other than that, there's a whole bunch of new elements added in. It is very different, and it's got to be very jarring for people who originally heard Candle Cove TV adaptation and are now seeing this. I don't know though. It's something where we're gonna have to see it in order to really get a grasp of it. I understand people's fears about Creepypasta being adapted to TV entirely, but at the same time, considering that this is happening at all to such a niche little internet horror community where you never expected that it could even be done, that's really, really great news for our kind of entire scene.
It's just interesting that it's making the jump to something major. Like, it's going from nothing to, like, or not nothing, but it's gone from nothing to something, but now it's like this big thing. It's really crazy.
Yeah, it didn't have like a Freddy's kind of build. It
No.
grew in its own community, but still stayed very contained within there. It didn't kind of leak out, and it did make the jump rather quickly, as you did say. I did see something that just popped up in chat.
Well, I'll take this opportunity to tell everybody to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4 because it's insane and you'll hate the movie and it's really bad. But it's a great movie to watch with a bunch of friends and get like horribly drunk and have a good laugh. So while he's looking for that, why don't you go watch Texas Chainsaw 4?
I mean, the third one's pretty bad too.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's weird. The third one is like so lame. The second one's great. I made a video about it, and it's great. Not my video, but the movie.
Well, both are great.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, and then the third one's really lame, and there's really nothing to unpack with it. It's just super boring. And then the fourth one is insane. It's got Matthew McConaughey in it. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy movie.
Oh wait, I think I know a little bit about that one. Yeah, that does get kind of nuts from what I remember seeing about that. But the questions that I did I was just looking for Adult Swim infomercial stuff and online stuff in particular. Somebody raised up the question of Carol Ann's life hacks on the Adult Swim channel here on YouTube. And man, I'm so sad that they stopped doing that. There was this it was great. It seemed like it was shaping up to be an online exclusive kind of infomercial series. You have this woman called Carol Ann and she's introducing these life hacks to you. But in the background, you're seeing information about how there's this sort of apocalypse going on. And there's this either disease tearing apart the world, or there's some sort of nuclear holocaust that has gone on, and just it's the absolute apocalypse out there, or it's a mix of both. Either way, this girl is doing life hacks with government supplied rations and all sorts of things inside of her house because she can't leave the house, and it steadily gets worse, and you see a story start to develop, but it stopped right after like 2 or 3 installments. But it was shaping up to be something truly awesome. I don't know where they were going to go with that, but I was really excited about it. But what sparked that, I believe, was somebody else asking if I want to see another Alan Resnick piece. I'd love to see more Wham City stuff. I'm always up for more Wham City stuff. And I believe that their relationship with Adult Swim is really good and really strong. So for the next season of infomercials, whenever they start airing those again, they'll probably have something on there. I have no idea what route they'll take with it, though, considering what they just did with This House's people in it. It'll be nuts, whatever it is, I'm sure, and I'll love the hell out of it.
Right, yeah. Someone just asked about the Series of Unfortunate Events thing on Netflix. You guys know about this?
I know that they're making one.
Yeah, it's apparently got a trailer, I think. I grew up with those books. I don't know if anybody else did, but
Oh, yeah.
I think they were one of the first things that instilled this sense of existential death inside my soul. So I'm pretty excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah, the film with Jim Carrey wasn't too great, but
That's being generous.
Into that.
That's being generous, Jack. I remember seeing that film, and I think that was my first experience realizing as a younger person, hey, just because it's a movie doesn't mean it's good. There is such a thing as a bad movie.
But I think about that movie, I think Jim Carrey actually really wanted to do a much darker performance, and there's test footage of him, and it's really actually quite good. I would have liked to see how he would have actually portrayed the character if it were more up to him. But yeah, they definitely made him be much more goofy than he really should have.
Oh, man. That's really disappointing to hear. I can believe that, too, because he has done serious roles, and he's done darker roles. So if he was actually pushing to be authentic with the film, and the studio overrode him on that, that sucks. That explains a lot.
Yeah, it really does.
I know that Daniel Handler, Lemony Snicket, he had an Ask Me Anything on Reddit once, where somebody asked him about his experience writing the original script for the film. And I actually saved that, so I remember what he said. And he said, I enjoyed the experience as much as anybody who writes 8 different rejected versions of a script only to be fired from their own project. So he had a very, very bad time there. Whatever studio was involved, they weren't up to delivering a true adaptation. So hearing that it's in Netflix's hands, that gives me a hell of a lot of hope.
Yeah, because just as we were saying about Stranger Things, they're giving creators carte blanche to do whatever they want. And hopefully and usually when you've got creative artists doing whatever they want, you get some pretty good stuff. Not always, but most of the time.
Yeah, totally.
So,
Great
exciting.
creative freedom without studio interruption leads to a lot of good stuff happening.
Which is why I really like working for the thing that I'm working on right now for that secret thing that we're doing. Because I get this total freedom.
Yep, for somebody to say, yep, that sounds cool, do it.
yeah, and it's turning out just as strange and uncomfortable as I really wanted it to be.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm just taking a look at the chat now. Let's see. Chat, if we haven't seen your question yet, go ahead and take a moment to throw that in the mix. Let's make this thing run at 80 miles per hour again and see what we can catch.
Yeah, and I'm beginning to run low on time as well, so that's another thing happening.
How much do you have?
I can do 15 minutes, maybe.
About 15 minutes?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Okay, we'll take another 5 for questions, and then we'll move into our final fun segment. Jack, have you found anything on your end for that? Because I found something. Okay, we'll see if we can do two. We'll see if we can do two in 10 minutes. That
That sounds great.
Work out.
Yeah. Oh, and make sure to subscribe to Baptism on Fire on YouTube. It's a YouTube channel. It's a good YouTube channel. You might like it. Everybody in chat.
It's a little channel that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, he's pretty new.
You might have heard of it. Yeah, he just came here, like literally yesterday. Was born yesterday, and there was a space-time anomaly,
and he's already got like 100+ videos. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. So it came through the void with him.
Speaking of channels that came out of the woodwork and are amazing, if you guys haven't watched a Stitch Together Pics, I think is what it's called, Stitch Together Pictures. What's his name?
Andy?
Andy is incredible. That channel is super good.
That is probably the most underrated sort of horror channel on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
there's a series called Boots to Reboots, which is a really fantastic sort of look on horror movie remakes.
Yeah, and he's been doing it for years, and he's never really gotten any attention. It's so good. It's the best. It's the best. Like, I sent him a message, and I was just like, your videos are the best, and I'd like to be your best friend. And he just sent back, thanks. And then he followed me on Twitter. But no, he's great.
That's a nice story. But what was the channel's name again?
It's called Stitch Together Pictures.
Stitch Together.
Or you can just look up Boots to Reboots.
All right.
His name's Andy.
I'll go ahead and as soon as I grab those find it, I'll grab the links and toss them in the description for the upload of the chat here.
Okay, great.
It's gonna go private, of course, right after what we're done, and then I'm gonna dress it up all nice with the Moonlight Chat images and everything. But,
okay. Oh, and if you're in the chat and you're going to go over to Boots to Reboots and tell him that we love him, please mention our names and that we did this on here so that we can get him on this someday.
All right.
So that he'll be our friend.
I did see somebody bring something up. Death Grips explained when? Never. Also, somebody asked you, Mason, how the studio build is going. Hello?
I'm sorry, I'm back.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, no, I muted my mic for a second. I had to do something. The studio?
Yeah, somebody asked how your studio build is going.
Pretty good. We ran into a bit of a slip up. The electrical was routed sort of wrong, so we're gonna have to go back and kind of work on that. But I really wanted it to be done by like mid-October so I could start using it because I have amazing plans of things to do with it. You know about some of those things, but I'm very excited to do stuff with that. But yeah, it's really taking a long time. We've got walls up now, so that's getting there. Then we need to paint everything, and then I've got the lights already like purchased and the set mostly purchased, so it's just a matter of putting it together. So that's where I want to where I want to take it next, but I got to get this electrical problem fixed. So that's what I'm doing with that now.
Got it. I did see what somebody was asking about that I did want to bring up. Escape from Tomorrow. Have you guys seen that?
I like that movie.
Jack,
have you seen it?
No.
Oh boy, it's the it's
shot on Disney.
Shot on Disney. Yeah. If you didn't know about this, it's a film called Escape from Tomorrow, entirely in black and white, indie film, which was shot on the grounds of the Disney park without their permission, without their knowledge. These people went in there, they sent their actors in, they sent their cameraman in, and they got this thing filmed as much as they could on the entire grounds. And it's this psychological head trip. It's very like David Lynch sort of stuff. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's nuts. That's the best thing it's got going for it. It's not like the best made movie, but then again, like you can't make the best made movie guerrilla style in Disney and worried about getting kicked out and like the whole film ending, like I don't know. It's kind of amazing that it exists at all. So there's a lot of forgiveness that can be put in place for kind of the crappy production stuff at times. But then there's also some like really, really great production stuff in there too, considering. And yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, yeah, the fact it's a film is a huge accomplishment in itself. So if it's actually an enjoyable film, yeah, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's super weird too. It's called Escape from Tomorrow.
Yep.
The ending is so crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all in black and white. So if it opens up and it's all black and white, then you found the right thing. It has a cover of a Mickey Mouse glove, and it's either bleeding from the fingertips or there's some blood on it. I don't know. But it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and break into our special segment here, and go ahead and wrap this thing up in honor of the recent video upload on BaptismOnFire, honoring the new tradition that you've got going on, Jack, of each October doing less than stellar quizzes on creepypasta and horror materials online. I thought it would be fun to go ahead and take on one of these as a group. So we're going to do a group play of two of these quizzes here, because Jack, you apparently found one, and I apparently found one as well. That's it looks like it'll be a fun time. Let me just check though, Jack. What's the name of yours?
Okay, bear with me, people in the chat. What creepypasta man would be your soulmate?
Oh, perfect.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've got which creepypasta lurks in your soul. So let's see. I like where the path of where yours is going to go a little bit more. So let's save that for the second one, just to finish this out. Let's do which creepypasta lurks in your soul first. So we've got, and of course I'll put links in the description after this is uploaded. But
Great.
which creepypasta lurks in your soul by the Winged Kestrel. We have a lovely image here of a deer with a decapitated head, bleeding from the eyes and the stump of a neck now. It's very lovely.
From DeviantArt.
From DeviantArt, of course. And the opening portion says, "All right, everyone, with the high demand for another creepypasta quiz, I, the Winged Kestrel, have managed to come up with yet another idea. It's taxing on the brain to come up with all of these different things. Answer these questions honestly. Burrow deep into your inner self and think each question through entirely before clicking an answer. Now, enough chat. Are you ready to get on with the quiz?"
Yes.
So, here are our answers that we can pick from. We have, hell yeah. Hold on a second. I'm almost done with something else. Then I'll take your quiz. I am ready when you are. Sure, let's go. If I have to, senpai. Sounds cool
God.
with me. Okie doke, let's get this going. And I was ready before I even knew this quiz existed.
So essentially, every answer is yes.
Every answer is yes, but
Okay.
apparently some of them are kind of cutesy anime girl style. And I love the one that says, "Hold on a second, I'm almost done with something else.
Yeah.
Then I'll take your quiz," which is what you have to click on, and you're taking the quiz. You're taking the quiz anyway. So, which one sounded fun to you guys?
Well, I'm always I go in with hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, charging forward. Hell yeah. Okay. Number 2. I'm just going to get this bothersome question out of the way so we can all move on with our lives and do something important, like something other than this quiz. What's your favorite color? Options are red, I vote green, black or white. So they're giving us an option that's basically 2, I guess. The other one after that is I'm going either gold or yellow. Orange is very nice. A brown or perhaps a bronze. Blue is good for me, and I like multiple colors on this list. I simply cannot choose.
Most people like more than one color.
Yeah,
They do.
that's true.
Yeah. All right. So let's choose that option. Now we have a picture of some sort of white wolf wearing, I kid you not, red and white striped stockings with arrows piercing his chest. So, more DeviantArt, of course. Question 3. All right, moving on. Now, which animal would you most like to have as a pet? Definitely a dog. So loyal. A goldfish, because I don't have to do anything about it half the time. I have an affinity for cats. How about a chinchilla? They're very unique, like myself. I love how flattering that is to the person who wrote that. A
Right.
rabbit, because it is gentle and quiet. I want something obnoxiously large, such as a horse. I'd have to go with a spider or a snake, something creepy. A parrot or other talking bird would be awesome. You know, I just want to stop for a moment and say, and remind everybody, in terms of this question and these answers, the quiz that we're taking to find out is which creepypasta lurks in your soul. So we're being asked about whether we'd like to have a dog, something creepy, or a chinchilla.
A goldfish.
A goldfish. Let's take the goldfish. Goldfish,
Okay,
everybody?
sounds good to me.
Goldfish. Okay. And now, all right, which wild animal do you think you behave most like? We have a wolf, ferret, probably a raven, a fox! Exclamation mark. I'd say deer. My vote would go to otter, a heron, or definitely a monkey.
I can't say I
Ferret.
relate to any of these personally.
I'm going with ferret.
You want to go with ferret?
Let's go with ferret.
Let's go with ferret. We are a ferret that owns a goldfish.
Why are all the pictures
Right.
animal related?
Oh boy. Yeah, they are kind of all animal related. And
I've noticed people who sort of into these sort of quote quizzes and Wattpad fan fiction all sort of have a thing for wolves. I don't know
Yeah,
what
it's weird.
they all love wolves. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why that is either.
The next one, we'll see if we can get chat to majority vote on this one. Okay then, if you could control any of the following elements, which element would you opt to control? Fire, lightning, earth. Odd as this sounds, light. Air, ... Water, ice, or darkness with an exclamation mark.
No parents. Darkness.
Parents are dead.
I don't know. I kind of either want to go with fire or darkness.
Oh, fire is,
The edgy
is
ones.
taking over the chat.
Oh, well, then I guess we're choosing fire.
We're going with fire. Fire, shooting ferret.
The chat and I are one now.
It's the chat that lurks in your soul, Mason. The
Perhaps.
next one is going to have multiple answers for the same result. What? But sadly, you can only pick one. What the hell
What?
does that mean? This next one is going to have multiple answers for the same result, but sadly, you can only pick one.
Okay. Well,
All
let's
right.
let's try it.
So make sure you think
think it entirely through.
yeah, before you choose an
Very
answer.
serious.
Which personality trait is most prominent in you? A, I'm quite charismatic. I'm extremely creative. Kindness is prominent in me. I'd say calmness. Honesty. I'm very easygoing, highly observant, usually very cheerful, strong persistence. This is a long-ass list of options, guys. Quite intelligent, mysterious. I show a certain degree of dominance. I hope that's going to be all right with you. Friendliness, curiosity is strong in me. Quietness. And people tell me I'm funny.
People tell me I'm funny, but I don't know.
Part of me wants to go with honesty just to, lie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that.
All right, yeah, let's screw with them. Let's go with honesty.
Yeah, sure.
Good going. Now, everybody has a little quirk about them. Which one is yours? Taking creepypasta quizzes on my live chat is mine.
Yeah, that's a good one.
First one, hostility. Easily absorbed in my interest. Frequent mood swings. I am very confused about the world.
Well, that's too accurate.
That's accurate. Oh, the next one. I'm very shy. ... And timid. ... I have difficulty trusting others. I have so many quirks that people lost count of them. And overly hyperactive.
I love how all the shy options type in that sort of stereotypical voice as if they actually type with, stammers and dots.
don't don't hurt me.
Oh my god.
Let's go with very shy and timid.
Yeah, why not? Sure.
I love how this is a creepypasta character lurking in our soul who's very shy and timid. How many friends do you have? Just go with it. It legitimately says after that question, just go with it. And then they admit, I'm running low on ideas, but I already preset the number of questions I wanted.
You can't go back now.
We can't turn back now. It's too late. I have quite a few friends, but more wouldn't hurt. Friends? Oh yeah, I got some of those. What are they doing anyways? I wonder. I prefer being alone, but that doesn't mean I don't have a couple of friends. I have one very special friend. I have a friend. They mean a lot to me. I don't have any friends because I don't want one, Mom.
Oh, I like that.
I wish I had friends, but nobody takes the time to get to know me. I have more friends than I know what to do with. How many friends do we have, chat?
Let's see if the chat and I are still connected mentally and emotionally. We will find out now.
First 3 go alone,
Yeah.
0 crawling in my skin, and I walk a lonely road. So we have no friends.
That goes with the overall edgelord
Yeah.
of this whole thing.
None, no friends. I don't have
Okay.
any friends because I don't want one.
I'm down with this. Chat is still within my soul.
Next question. Got any hobbies?
No.
People are my hobby. I like playing video games and chatting on the internet.
Hey.
I like going for casual walks. Hanging out with my best friend. I'd
next
love to
one.
pick that one just after the last one.
Huh.
Just existing. I am an avid collector of a certain kind of object.
Huh.
I do whatever. Don't really have a hobby. There are many different things I enjoy doing. I can't say I can really pin down one specifically.
Well, hanging out with my friends is something that I really like to do,
Yeah.
even though I don't have any.
Even though we don't have any friends, yeah.
My other ferret goldfish owning friends that like fire.
Yeah. All right. Question 10. Okay, let me think. Questions, I need you. Just a couple more. Oh, yeah. Nope, they actually did type that. And then they type, oh, wait, I got it. If the world were definitely going to end tomorrow, what would you spend the last day doing? Doing things I could never do before. Who cares if my reputation is spoiled? I'm dying anyways. See if I can't beat that one game that I gave up on. I would spend the day considering my life, and if I really got to enjoy it fully, I would have to be with my best friend until the very end.
Oh, God.
I try and attempt to conquer a fear of mine. At least I did something before I died. Just go through the day like it were any normal day. Sit in a dark corner and wait for my demise.
That's too accurate to what would happen.
Yep, let's
every
sit
day.
in the dark corner.
The chat was ahead of that one. Like,
Yep.
they already knew.
All right. Penultimate question here. There's this one and then there's the last one.
Okay.
This is a stupid question, but I feel it can work, which is why you put it in, but said that it was okay. Which planet do you feel most connected with? Earth is not included, and Pluto is included for specific reasons. Just go with it. Okay.
Huh.
I mean, Mercury's the best Sailor Scout, so...
That is a great point. We're going to go with that.
Mercury it is, locking it in. And finally, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks.
Okay, everyone. Thanks for taking the quiz. I appreciate the support. Feel free to comment, favorite, and follow of your own will. Now have a fate question. I guess we just, because all the options say fate, so I guess we just choose one and it asks a different question?
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pick a number 1 through 8.
7.
Okay.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Damn it.
It's Hoodie! Woo!
Oh.
Which creepypasta lurks in your soul? Hoodie from Marble Hornets, who is not a creepypasta character.
Then there's a
Well,
picture
that's
of him looking
Way to
very shy.
go! Way
That's
to go,
ironic.
guys.
It would be
Soul
that.
animal is a deer. Controlling element is air. Quirk is that they're extremely shy and timid. Yeah, because Hoodie with stalking people and coming after people was so shy and timid. Oh boy. There we go, guys. We did it. We got Hoodie, the creepypasta, who is not a creepypasta character and never was.
I like how
Wow.
it says, having Hoodie looking in your soul shows that you're a lonely and sad person. We got that right, at least.
Who likes to hang out with their
people
ferret
and
friends.
befriend them. But you simply can't build up the confidence to walk up to someone and say hello because you're too busy manipulating the friends that you did have to kill a guy. You preferably spend most time alone, hidden in the darkness, a million different thoughts racing through your head. You are extremely alert and can pick up on sudden changes with extreme hastiness. You probably don't like change too much. You like things to always be the same, which is why you say wear the same disgusting outfit wherever you walk and never go home. There's a very probable chance that you have a friend you could never be without, someone who means the world to you, as long as they're helping you kill a guy.
Oh my god.
You feel as though you can tell them anything, and you begin to come out of your shell around them, which is why you two still wear masks around each other. There are plenty of things in the world to be scared of, and you always approach with the utmost caution. When it comes to decision-making, you rely fully on making bizarre and stupid codes to confuse people when you could just tell them what you want. Oh,
Perfect.
all right. So, creepypasta in our souls is Hoodie. We did it, chat.
We did it.
So, Jack, I forget, what is your offering?
What creepypasta man would be your soulmate?
Oh, boy. All right. Well, we're all going with men today, boys. Let's jump right in.
Well, actually, I got to get out of here, guys.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's been great though. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely, it has. All right, you know what? We'll save it for next time.
Good idea. That works.
Yeah, it'll be fun for next time. We'll see if we can do it in the middle, or we can do that and then a story afterwards. But all right, in that case, then let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you both very much for being here. It's been an awesome time.
Indeed.
Yep,
It's been the
you
best.
too.
As
Yep.
always.
I'll put links to both of your channels in the descriptions.
Cool.
But if you want to look them up ahead of time, again, guys, this is Mason of Nyx Fears, the Nyx Fears channel here on YouTube. Jack, of course, is from BaptismOnFire, all one word, here on YouTube. And, of course, again, I am Nick Nocturne of Nightmind, the channel that you're watching right now for this live stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. Had a lot of fun today, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
Bye.